Bajaj and Triumph delivered a shockwave with the pricing of the Speed 400 in 2023. This bike was built to Triumph's incredible quality standards while arriving at an incredibly desirable price point which only Bajaj could match. 12 months in and the Speed 400 has become pricier with a fair few feature updates which are not visible on this bike, but you can check out our first look video which is live on our YouTube channel already. But in order to keep the Indian buyers happy, the two brands have also created this, the Speed T4, which in fact undercuts the introductory prices of the Speed 400 from 2023. So what changes have the two brands done on this motorcycle, and does this feel like a compromise of any sorts? We'll answer that in this video. Now, not a lot has been changed in terms of appearance because this bike, after all, needed to still look like a Speed. It needed to have the essence of the Speed. And in that sense, both of them look pretty similar. But this bike has a lean, muscular appeal because of the USD forks, which this quite doesn't have because it gets a conventional telescopic fork. It gets simpler front brake and tires as well. No bar and mirrors here. You can see it gets conventional mirrors from the Scrambler 400X, and even the handlebar on this bike is made from steel and not aluminium. Even the throttle body cover, while it seems made from plastic, is actually aluminium. The dark theme for the exhaust uses high temperature resistant paint, and overall the quality levels on the T4 are still pretty high, definitely befitting the Triumph badge. There's no compromise even in terms of features. The same LED lighting, semi-digital console and USB-C charging slot are present. There's no electronic rider aids except ABS though. The core focus of the Speed T4 was to make it better suited for our urban conditions. Hence the ergonomics are also slightly tweaked. The bars are noticeably wider and higher, making it easier and giving you better sense of control when navigating through a tight, tricky traffic scenarios. The seat height has gone up by 10 mm, but that is because of the larger diameter of the wheels. Thankfully though, on the Speed T4, Triumph has reprofiled the shape of the seat, making it narrower towards the midsection. Hence, even for shorter riders, flat-footing this bike is not going to be an issue. Because of the bias ply tires, steel handlebar, larger front mudguard, bigger sari guard and a lot more minor revisions, there is a 4 kilo weight gain from the 2023 Speed 400. It doesn't really feel that much heavier to move around in the parking lot though. And overall, this is a nicer posture for urban commuting. Much like the larger 900 and 1200 Bonneville series engines that get a sporty tune and a calmer, relaxed engine tune, the same has taken place with the 398cc TR series engine. With the changes to the engine internals, primarily a heavier flywheel, the performance has been tuned to deliver better low-end rideability. Does it though? The T in T4 stands for torque. And given the tuning changes done to the engine, it's become a lot more likable and nicer at extremely low city riding speeds. Unlike the Speed 400, which struggles at speeds below 3000 RPM, this motor helps you ride it in an effortless and calm manner in higher gears. So 40 kmph in 5th gear, 50 kmph in 6th gear can be easily kept and dealt with in a rather calm and stress-free manner. Even out on the highway, it can sit happily at 100-110 kmph in a calm and soothing manner with little vibes to accompany. However, this motor doesn't like being wrung out in every single gear. It has a hard rev limit of 8000 RPM, and post 6000 RPM is when it starts getting annoyingly buzzy, which is experienced primarily at the bars. It serves its calm intention well, and if you're chasing thrills, you're better off with the Speed 400. Having said that, the lack of a ride-by-wire system is not felt over here, as the fueling on this bike is rather neatly done. There's none of that slow speed jerkiness that we experienced on the Speed 400, as on that bike you had to keep the engine revving a bit to keep it moving. This bike kind of makes you miss the traction control though. Why? I'll get to that in the handling section. Triumph claims that thanks to the engine revision, the fuel efficiency gains are going to be far more pronounced. The claims are that it will return 30 kilometers to the litre, which is 4 kmpl more than the Speed 400. However, we shall verify this on our thorough road test. Perhaps the best part about the Speed 400 turns out to be the biggest letdown on the T4, the suspension tuning. And no, the problem is not with the front telescopic fork, but rather the tuning of the tossy rear monoshock. It fails to soak in the large crater-like potholes that the monsoons have left behind, and one needs to be cautious when going over those potholes. Compounding matters are the not-so-grippy MRF tires that you find on the T4. They tend to break traction rather easily, especially because you've got a lot more torque available at lower revs. When the roads are slippery, the bike starts to get a bit nervy, and that's when you start to miss the traction control. Once you start to push this bike into the bends, you don't get that same sense of confidence that you get on the Speed 400, and you wish that the tires were far better in this case, and the lack of traction control doesn't help put your mind to ease either. Like, we rather enjoyed the Speed 400 during our recent comparison with the Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450 and the Harley Davidson X440, where the speed was really in its element out in the twisties, and those grippy Apollo tires really helped us stay the right side up, especially in those atrocious monsoon conditions. So compromising on that part for this bike really doesn't seem like a wise choice. Does the Triumph Speed T4 feel like a compromise? No, not at all. It's a rather sensible, calm motorcycle with easy riding mannerisms that Indians love and associate with retro roadster machines. Unlike the Speed 400, which is rather energetic and pacey. Yes, this bike doesn't compromise either on the quality front also, because it feels premiumly put together. We would have liked a bit more absorptive suspension, and better tires are definitely always welcome. But since the T4 manages to undercut the new Speed 400 by nearly 23,000 rupees, it presents a strong case for itself. Only for the thrill-seeking roadster lovers would we suggest spend that much extra and get the Speed 400, something which I would do if I had to pick between these two motorcycles. But as far as making the brand more accessible to the masses, the T4 does a rather fine job. Also, we feel that if Triumph were to focus their energies and make a Bonneville T4 or a Bonneville 400 with this engine and this state of tune, well, that would be a rather wise choice. What do you think? Do let us know in the comments below whether Triumph should focus on that or build a Thruxton 400 or maybe even a Tiger 400 or whatnot. Let us know in the comment section below. What bike would you like us to compare the T4 to, and what exact parameters are you looking for in that comparison? Do let us know that as well. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification icon, and we shall see you soon.